How's it going?
It's going all right, man. How you doing?
Oh man, doing fantastic, doing fantastic. I was literally just sitting here thinking, I was like, I can't remember if I sent Ed the link.
You
Uh,
absolutely did.
I mean, I've slept since then. but, but how are you doing? How have you been since last we had you on?
I'm doing great. I still haven't gotten my lighting all fancy like yours. I'm still jealous of your lighting setup there. But I'm in new digs, so I need to figure out where I'm
Uh,
going to set it up.
okay, I was all right. Hey, look, I'm not mad at you. Man, the process of moving always scares me. So I'm always hesitant. Like they're gonna have like I always joke that if I move again, it's the Undertaker that's moving me out of here.
No.
Uh,
I made that claim when we moved into our last house, but this move is a good one. We're like
okay.
really close to the city, and so I can walk everywhere, which is I love. I miss being able to walk everywhere, which I couldn't do in our last place.
Oh well, yeah. Honestly, being a little bit closer to stuff's always. I actually like that. I'm kind of I'm a creature of civilization, so I like to be close to things. Well, one thing that I just in case, because always want to make sure people know what's going on. For those who are not familiar, we have Ed Brisson in the house. If you have not, God help you if you have not been reading ThunderCats Lost. Absolutely fantastic, phenomenal. If you've not been reading Silverhawks, also fantastic, phenomenal. Go do all that stuff. But some of you might be more familiar with Ed from your work on X-Men. You did Uncanny X-Men and Extermination, and you've also done work on Batman Incorporated. One of my personal favorite stories is Something Wrong with Patrick Todd, and the saddest thing that I'm still angry at Marvel about, Ghost Rider. I'm still mad about that. So, but yeah, awesome series as well. Should never have been canceled. Uh,
Agreed.
welcome, welcome to the show, everyone. We're gonna be talking about upcoming two upcoming Thundercats one shots. One, I believe, Thundercats Pumyra is going to be coming out towards the end of October, and I believe the Thundercats Panthro one shots be coming out to, I think closer to the end of November. So yeah, what's going on? How did all this come? How did these Thundercats one shots come to be?
I don't. It was Nate. Really, he just asked me. They partially came out of a conversation that we had, Nate, Declan, and myself a few months ago. Sort of just planning for the next year of Thundercats, planning for next year of Silverhawks, and they wanted to. I guess Dynamite wanted to do more one shots, kind of focusing in on particular characters. And really, that's it. There's not any sexy backstory to it. It's just, there's the demand for more of these stories, and so we're doing more of these stories. And I personally, I got my start sort of writing short stories versus sort of ongoing things. So it's always a lot of fun. They're really challenging, the one shots, to do something that makes it feel like it matters while it's still standing on its own. But it's the kind of stuff I thrive on doing.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, you clearly you got a knack for the Thundercats, and I like I guess to really talk about the since Premiere is gonna be coming up first. One of the things I was curious about because just to kind of get everyone else up to speed, if y'all have not read Thundercats Lost like I've been telling y'all to, Pumyra is very large and in charge and at the forefront of Thundercats Lost. You're acting as the leader of that particular cell of Thundercats. What's going to be going on with Pumyra in this one shot?
So I have to say right now, I see that Alice, who's the artist is in the chat here. So I'm just going to
Oh,
shout out that
hey!
she's there. But yeah, so this Chimera is more of like an origin story about her, kind of like a
Mhm.
bit about her background, how she came to be one of the ThunderCats, what her childhood was like, and sort of the struggles that she had growing up. Part of it is actually like, I'm someone who grew up with some pretty I grew up with some pretty intense anxiety that sort of like manifested itself in anger a lot. I got in a lot of trouble growing up, and this was kind of like a chance for me to sort of, take some personal experiences from my own life. Obviously, I'm not a cat, and I'm not battle forge, but to sort of just sort of inject a little bit of my own life and experiences into that character, how she sort of like dealt with this anger she had growing up, and became the sort of the person that she is now, that we see in the ThunderCats law. So everything in this one shot is actually happens before before our first issue of ThunderCats Lost.
So you guys heard it here first. It is confirmed. Ed Brisson, not from Third Earth, has never lived on Third Earth, and not from Thundera.
I don't know that I said that. It's possible.
I'm just. Wait. Is that confirmation there is a third? I mean, I don't know. There could be a Third Earth out there now. I don't know.
All right, yeah.
But I like what you're cooking with on this, because for one, so Pumyra is one of those characters that kind of came along later in the in the original series, along with Bengali and Linkso, but like not a character we have like a whole heap of a lot of like information and backstory on, unless like you dive into like the 2011 ThunderCats series, which never really got to go that terribly far with it. So kind of digging into her past and showcasing where she comes from. And also, I guess, kind of at the same time, giving us a little bit more, of a taste of Thundera, something we don't really get to see a lot of, really, for obvious reasons, because it doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, like, how much fun was it to kind of play around in that, in that particular playground, and that sandbox more specifically?
Yeah, it was great. It's like, again, Thundera. It's kind of like it's like Krypton and Superman, right? Like there's I think a lot of in the cartoons and in the work that Declan's been doing in the mainline ThunderCats. There is some hints as to some of the stuff that went down on Thundera, and so to be able to play around with that, to sort of we explore a little bit about some of the wars that had happened, and the sort of fallout effect of them in a very sort of like personal level for Pumyra. Yeah, it was great. We get to see a younger Panthro in it as well, younger Jaga. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to sort of, the thing I like to do is take where we have seeds, like in the cartoon or in the cartoon or in the comic story, where we've got little bits, we've got hints, and just kind of building in a way that feels natural, like not in a way that we're like kind of wrecking things, but really kind of building upon existing history.
Okay. And that's one of those things too that you mentioned kind of playing around with some of the younger versions of the characters. That's another character we really don't get to spend, even though he does show up a lot off and on in Declan's ThunderCats series. Jaga, we don't really get to see a whole heap of a lot of Jaga in in the probably a little bit more recently, because he has popped up a couple of times, but like he's largely just kind of been like in the background and kind of background player type of deal. So like getting to play around with Jaga a little bit more, showing us a younger version of him. Was there like I guess what was that like for you to kind of get to do a little bit more with that character than what we have seen?
So, dude is still old as dirt. He's still old, like in ours. Like he's just like he's relatively younger to when we see him. I think by about like a decade. But I think the thing that Declan's been playing at, and that I was, we do in the Pumyra one shot, is that I think we don't fully understand what Jaga is up to. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot, like he's up to something, right? We know that, um, and but we don't fully understand it. And I think the thing that we do in the Pumyra one is we kind of just play at that a little bit. Well, we don't get a whole lot of his story, but just kind of the machinations, his behind the scenes sort of like manipulations a little bit. And he gives Pumyra this sort of option to do something um, that she's wanted for years,
Mhm.
and it feels like he's testing her more than he's helping her. And yes, and I think we're just really leaning into that. I think there's some
Mhm.
Jaga stuff to come up in the next year or so that we want to kind of feed into that. We want to help build that more than we want to sort of give it show our hand.
Mm. Well, I was gonna say too, and it's kind of interesting you said that too because especially in light of some of the recent stuff that's come up with with the main Thundercat series, Calica, and there's some some of the stuff that you've been kind of teasing with with Bengali, both you and Declan have been kind of teasing with Bengali, and how like I kind of, to paraphrase what Symmetry Ryan is saying here, that he's saying Jaga's doing some wild stuff, so I can't wait to see what you and Declan have planned for him, because like since day one I've kind of like, Jaga was one of those characters like back in the day, growing up with the cartoons. I was like, oh, Jaga, the wise, mentor and elder statesman. But now, like in this current run of things, I kind of want to call a meeting on Jaga, just because he's doing wild stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
but
it's really like it's hard to tell if he's like Obi-Wan or if he's the Emperor. Like
right.
what that dude is up to.
But I love it. I absolutely love what y'all are doing with this. And I
Nice,
guess
man.
um another thing that I was interested in to know is, just for this upcoming with Pumyra and everything going on, like I guess because their place right now in Thundercats lost. Because at this particular point, and I want to say, I think the most recent issue was it 6. I think they had just recently come out. Pumyra is kind of like finding her way into being the leader that she didn't really know she could be. From the get go, she kind of got thrust into it and wasn't entirely sure of herself, and really even some of the team wasn't really entirely sure of her at first. But now she's kind of grown into this. So, um, when you were writing Thundercats Lost, not saying whether you knew any of this other stuff was going to come up to begin with, but like, were there any of the ideas that you're going to be showcasing in the Pumyra one shot that like maybe you had already kind of like had in your back pocket from when
Yeah,
you first jumped on?
I think that when people read the Pumyra one shot, they're gonna like. I think the sort of
Mm,
Nico Pumyra dynamic and Thundercats loss will maybe make a bit more. Not that it doesn't make sense. I think it makes sense, but it will add like an extra layer to how that
ooh,
dynamic works. I think because
okay.
they have more in common than we might initially think.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, like Pumara was always meant to be like take over the leadership role. She was always
Hmm.
meant to be sort of reluctant, but like really, it's just meant she's like kind of the heart of the team in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Um, and I apologize, I keep pushing this earbud back in because it's about to pop out.
Oh no,
Uh,
you're
but
good. I
uh,
have the same problem with earbuds, so I feel your
but
pain.
but yeah, it's these were always things that were there from the start, and I think it's going to be tested a bit over the next few issues. I think if anyone's reading Lost, Issue 10, I think, is going to really mess you up. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen there that I don't think people are expecting. That I'm very excited about. I'm very excited. I think it's really going to. It's going to really change the team in a very exciting way, and something I'm very excited to do in 2026. Some stuff that has not been announced but will be soon. So keep an eye. Like if you're not already reading Lost, you might want to get on it.
Well, I will say it again just in case I haven't said it enough. Go read ThunderCats Lost. It is chef's kiss. Just the characters, between Nico and Ligon, and being introduced, and of course also having links. So Bengali to a little bit of a lesser degree because he's kind of like more off to the side, kind of doing his own thing elsewhere.
For now, yeah.
For now, like he's popped up over. I think by now he's popped up over on the main ThunderCats book, but he's still kind of getting his bearings even over there. But something that I will definitely say, if you want to maximize the amount of Third Earth that you see, ThunderCats Lost is where to get that. Now, talking about obviously we were talking about Pumyra and what's gonna be going on with her and her one shot. We've also got a Panthro one shot that's gonna be on the way, and this is the one I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. Panthro is the guy. He's the guy. And that's just that's all there is to it. Panthro was always the right answer for me. So I was really excited to see that this one was coming up and that you were going to be tackling it. So please tell us, man, what can we expect for Panthro coming up in your one shot?
So the Panther one is fun. The Panther is my dude too. Like I I love Panthro. He was always my favorite growing up. So this one shot, like David Costa's coming back to draw it. He did the fill-in issue, the number 5 of Lost, where we see Bengali's journey from when he separated from the team. And this one, it's an interesting one. I talked to Dave before I wrote the script. He really likes horror, and he wanted to do some sort of horror-y stuff. And so I had sort of an idea already in place that perfectly lined up with that. So we're going to be bringing in some stuff from the cartoon that exists. Like I always love going back to the cartoon and finding stuff and like sort of dusting it off and seeing how much we can refresh and renew it. So there is a place in the cartoon. I don't want to spoil that, but there's a place in the cartoon that Panthro is going to go to, and he is going to have to face off against someone, from ThunderCats history, from the cartoon. Someone folks might love or hate, who we have not seen yet in the comics. So it's our way. It's a gateway to do a great Panthro story while bringing in someone who some folks might be missing.
See, now you got my wheels turning. I tell you what, if you don't want to incriminate yourself,
I'm not gonna.
Okay. I was gonna say, I had a feeling you would, because I just to give a little bit of history, y'all. This man looked me dead in my face, and told me that who Apex wasn't, and he kept a straight face. So I know he is not going to tell us. I know he's not going to give it up. But if we get to see, and this is a character I've kind of long been wanting to see pop up in this current ThunderCats universe. if it's Groon the Destroyer and you don't want to give it up, just blink. Just blink if it's Groon. But yeah, no, I'm just
Which one? Which one was Grun again?
that was the he had like the
I'm just messing with
one
you, man.
oh
I'm only
hey,
kidding.
I don't know. I don't know. Is look, I don't know, man. You might try and pull a fast one on me. But no, it sounds like Panthro is kind of going to be up to his ears in some funny business. And I just want to point out something too. I just want to make sure everyone understands the assignment here. I remember when we last talked about Silverhawks. And you said that when we were talking about those characters, you were talking about personal favorite of mine, Hot Wing. You said it was one of your favorites as well. So look, I'm just saying here, when can we get the Panthro Hot Wing team up? I need the Panthro Hot Wing one shot. If that I'm just putting that out there in case.
All right, I'll run it by Nate and the folks at Dynamite and see if we can't get that happening.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, man. Look, it would sell. I'm just gonna put that out there. It would sell.
Yeah.
There's
man.
look, Esley, look, man. I just want to write it, man. I just want to write it. But no, with Panthro, one of the things I was kind of interested to know too is because Panthro's been kind of dealing with his own kind of trials and tribulations, as of late. For those who've not been keeping up, Panthro very recently tried to solo Pumyra, and it didn't go the way you'd expect, but it also probably kind of did at the same time, depending on how you want to look at that. But yeah, he's kind of in a rough place right now, and considering everything that's been going on and the new ThunderCats armor that has kind of recently been introduced, and some stuff that's happened more recently, is are we going to be kind of seeing a Panthro who's still trying to find his footing, or still like unsure of himself?
I think a bit. Like I think the one thing that Declan's done with Panthro that I think is maybe not. We don't see it so much on the cartoon. Is he's a dude who just likes to get out by himself. He likes to take the ThunderCat for the Thunder Tank for a spin, and just drive right and clear his head, which I love because I'm a dude who just like I don't need a reason for a road trip, but like somebody even mentions it, I'm like I will drive 3 days just by myself just for the hell of it, right? And so I think he's still in that place. He's still kind of figuring things out. He's still very much out on his own doing his own thing, and he's trying to sort of solve a lot of ThunderCats problems without involving the ThunderCats necessarily. And that's even in this mini, that's kind of how he gets into, or in this one shot, how he gets into trouble.
Well, yeah, it's at this particular point, I feel like Panthro is never going to get a moment's peace. It seems like anytime he does try and go anywhere, something bad happens.
I mean, it'd be a pretty boring ThunderCats book if they all had their piece, right?
Right. It's like, man, he finally got to get away from Wile E. Cat and Wile E. Kid. He can finally put his feet up. He can start writing the great American novel. That
be the great Third Earth novel,
right? Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic, man. Look. That's gonna put butts in the seats. But no, with all the especially a lot of the craziness that's been going on between both ThunderCats Lost. I know you kind of mentioned earlier that you and Declan and Nate kind of been going back and forth, kind of pitching ideas about stuff. Like how much I guess like crosstalk is there when y'all are like kind of formulating your plans for everything that's going to be going on? Like, is it like Is it kind of like a, hey, do you get to kind of like do your thing over here, Declan, kind of do his thing over there, or is there like kind of like a playbook that you'll
There's a
kind of?
bit of a, there's a bit of a playbook. We had to just in recently we had to sort of uh,
Mhm.
do a lot of horse trading and negotiation for Bengali, right? Like the whole Bengali
Right.
bit. There's some stuff coming up that Declan and I have had to talk pretty closely about and make sure that we're not screwing with each other's plans. And there are some things coming up where our plans dovetail into one another, where they're very much,
Oh.
even though the books are on their own, but they very much
Mhm.
have to work together and not screw each other up. So there's
Right.
quite a bit of talk. I think Nate, Declan, and I will usually every couple months get on a Zoom call that
Mhm.
usually lasts for a few hours, where we're sort of discussing and figuring stuff out.
Mhm.
And then Declan and I, like I've known Declan, Christ, I don't know how long now, too long. So like we'll just message each other quite a bit about like different things to make sure that we're still in step with one another.
Well, something I was interested in knowing too, because this is once again, I think by this particular point, uh Thundercats, I think the most recent issue of Thundercats was 18. And then just recently had Thundercats Lost 6, and we've had the Thundercats. There's been the Chitara series, and there's also been, I want to say there was a another Chitara one shot, and there's been all kind of crazy stuff going on
Right.
with Thundercats. So it's like there's a lot. And Orange Phoenix actually asked a question I was kind of interested to know too. Being a guy who loves his compendiums and his collected editions and whatnot. Do you have any insight on like whether or not like there gonna be any like big like collections that Dynamite might do for Thundercats?
I wish I did. I don't have any insight into that.
Hmm.
And the terrible answers. I tend to be a writer who just puts his head down and just writes. And so when you tell me like we're up to issue 6 of Lost, you could have told me that only 2 issues had come out or 3 issues had come out, and I probably would believe you because I'm so inside my own little bubble a lot of the time, and because we're planning so far ahead that I never
Hmm.
know where we are in terms of release. I just know where I am in terms of the scripts I need to get over,
Hmm.
so I'm not leaving someone hanging.
Right.
The answer is I don't know. Unfortunately, I wish I did.
Well,
And I'll try and ask those questions. So next time we talk, I'll have some answers.
yeah. Well, no, I mean honestly, I don't blame you because I would probably do the same thing in your position. Be like, nah, I don't know, man. It's always in the forefront of my mind just because like I literally probably spend more money than I should admit
Right.
on like while my wife is within earshot on collected editions and whatnot. So yeah, but just Nate, just putting that out there. Put the bug in Nick's ear. Just go ahead and do that real quick. Um, but no, another thing I was interested in is with and I know like when we kind of first talked about you coming in doing Thundercats Apex and kind of like where everything was like plan wise. You obviously know like yeah there's big stuff that's going to be coming up for all of that, but I guess is there any interest in doing another Thundercats Apex or like or maybe well I don't know if it'd be too early to even like talk like miniseries stuff for him, but like that was a really good it was a really good one shot, and I was curious to know if there was any plot for that.
So I would like to. There have
Hmm.
been discussions. Um, like I don't want to give away too much, obviously,
Hmm.
but there is a I don't know if this is spoiler. I'm just going to say it anyway, and if it's spoiler, you forget I did. But there is a bit of an implied, and I don't know how heavily it's been implied in the issues that are out, but there is going to be a indication that there is a history between Apex and Scorpius. Scorpius is
Oh,
one of the sort of badass bounty, not bounty. He's like a merc
right.
from Lost, and there's some stuff we'll discover about Scorpius in the issue 6 through 10 of Lost,
Mhm.
and I don't know how much of it's already been published and come out,
Mhm.
but yeah, there's the
Yeah.
Scorpius has got a history, and it's an interesting one, and I think there's a lot of story to play
Mhm.
off with those two, um, and so that is something that I know has been bandied about a
Mhm.
bit, but Apex is not forgotten, and Apex
Mhm.
there are plans.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, because I know, yeah, with 6, I won't go into detail, but basically just say enough that it is revealed Scorpius is a bigger player than maybe what I think a lot of people might have maybe initially anticipated.
Hmm.
With his character, he is kind of like you say, like he's a mercenary, but like he's also a lot more than that. Like it seems that it seems that there's definitely a greater and bigger story to tell with that character that I'm very very anxious to see play out. Um, and in regards to Apex, I will say I am actually glad that, well, yes, amazing one shot, and I'm glad that like Apex has kind of been like, bouncing in and around in some of the stuff, more specifically on the Thundercat side. I am glad he's not wearing out his welcome,
Right.
yeah, because that was my biggest concern. When he hit the scene, was that like, man, I really hope this guy doesn't like literally show up in every single thing every single time. Like I want to miss him from time to time just because how cool he is. But yeah, that's very encouraging here. There's going to be a lot more with that. Um, and kind of also to kind of touch on something else we talked about originally was, because obviously you're doing Silverhawks, and you with I think by this point, I think like 8 May. I think I can't remember if the ninth issue of Silverhawks has come out. I might have to
Definitely
go
has
and
it. The,
it
the
has.
eighth,
Okay.
I think the eighth just has, yeah.
Okay. So then by this point, so yeah, we got 8 issues that have dropped, and we're like a lot further along with it than what we originally were. So I was curious to know, and if you can't say, you can't say. But have there been any conversations about any potential I guess like crossover potential between the Thundercats and the Silverhawks?
I mean, that sort of stuff is forefront of the mind always. Like
Mm-hmm.
that comes up in every discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Whether like I can't say for sure if or when, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely it feels like an inevitability,
Right.
and so, but it has to be sort of earned. I think you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to sort of just leap right into it. So, I mean, just stay posted and keep buying Silverhawks and Thundercats comics so we can make it happen.
So y'all heard that go to the LCS. Go to the LCS, pick up the Silverhawks. I'm just gonna put that out there. Some of the best stuff out there that you are going to read. I'm not being hyperbolic. Just go read it. Go read it. Come back and tell me how right I was. Now, and I guess to kind of, I guess, yeah, I guess kind of keep it in the same arena as well. Um, with everything that has been with everything that's been going on with getting to you kind of help fill in gaps and like help put more like lore behind what's been going on the Thundercat side of things. One of the things that I definitely love about Thundercats Lost, that is not to say that Thundercats itself lacks in this, but it is something that I've noticed that you kind of do a little bit more of on your side of things is that we really kind of get to see a lot more of I guess the wider, like, greater, third Earth. I guess, like, more, I guess, like, varied and different, like, locales and just all kinds of other, like, wild and crazy stuff going on. You Shark hybrid monsters, that sort of thing. And getting to see, like, all the different weird culty people that live out there in the wilds. When you're, like, picking out stuff, to kind of, like, pick and pull from, like, how do you, like, I guess, how do you figure out, like, what directions you, like, want to push into, with the wider world of Third Earth?
So I think the thing about the Lost Book is it was always kind of like it was always meant to be like a travel book almost. Like they're traveling across lower Third Earth to try and find the book omens, try and make their way. And so I wanted to take some and just show how sort of varied Third Earth was and how many different things are going on, because it's an Earth. It's like the size of Earth, right? Like, so we're not everything is going to be like right around where Cat Slayer is and where our main ThunderCats are. And we wanted to make sure that it felt like this massive journey. Like if the Cat Slayer was in New York, it should feel like the Lost team is coming from Australia, to reach there. And so we really wanted it to feel like that. I really wanted, there's a lot of, characters from the cartoon that I wanted to pull on, like that shark hybrids from the cartoon. Is the Hammerhand issue out yet with the,
I don't, I mean, so far, just the shark. I don't think so.
all right. Cause yeah, he's a character that, I like quite a bit from the cartoons. He's a pirate, part of the Berserkers.
Oh wait, no, I think so. Actually. Yeah. He has. Yeah.
So there's all those sort of things I wanted to just really touch on, and I think we got a bit of that with the Bengali issue too, just showing how desperate and how hard of a journey this is for them. And so, yeah, it was really just like it was going to be like a travel book almost, I guess, so we could see these different locales before we get to the end. And I think the thing I'm sort of teasing for number 10 is like I think we're going to see the Lost team go places that we never thought possible. And number 10 is. I think is like again going to be shocking for a lot of people for what happens there.
Oh man, so man, okay. I'm excited. Because like I said, I've been really enjoying it. I've been very much enjoying it. It's been, I don't know, man. It's always a joy to like. Well, I mean, obviously, even though technically there's terrible things happening to people, it's still been a joy to read every issue.
Thank you.
Well, like so I guess since you were talking about the travel aspect of it, so are we getting like a are we gonna get like a Third Earth almanac up out of you here before too long, or
I mean, you got to talk to Dayton Dynamite and we'll see. But we'll do like a Rick Steves or Lonely Planet Third Earth book. They still make Lonely Planet books? Whatever.
I think man, look, I honestly have no idea. I mean, you never know.
We'll get the reference, right?
Well, it's like I'll say this much for for anyone that if for whatever reason you're still on the fence about ThunderCats, don't be. It is, for one, you got two fantastic books that are running, and great stories, kind of playing off each other, all kinds of cool stuff. And of course, obviously, got some one shots coming up. I know people been obviously wanting more of this stuff. And I guess with Pumyra and Panthro are getting obviously getting their one shots, and Chitara getting her stuff. I think someone kind of pointed out too. Technically, Snarf has a one shot if you count the 13th issue of ThunderCats. The thing I was curious about was, do you think we'll see anything like that for the Silverhawk side of things?
Yeah, you'll definitely see. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything here. I'm not, but you'll definitely see at least one shot for Silverhawks that's in the works,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some other interesting Silverhawk stuff in the cooker right now. But again, it's not announced. But like soon, you don't have to wait long to hear. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of stuff will become clear. There'll be a lot of exciting stuff being announced around November, December. I think.
Okay.
I think. Don't hold me to that, but that's around the time where I believe that stuff will be announced. I think there's some stuff that'll get fans of both franchises pretty excited.
All right, y'all heard it here. I'll be keeping my my eyes and ears peeled for those for some emails from Nick.
Excellent.
I usually I guess full disclosure for everyone, I usually Nick Barucci will send out emails about some all the really cool stuff that goes on. And I have a feeling that's probably going to be one of the many I get when that happens, and I'll be waiting with bated breath.
Awesome.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about too is, and this is in regards to both the both Thundercats Lost, as well as like the I guess probably even more specifically for like the Panthro side of things. We've been seeing a lot of, you kind of mentioned like horse trading and stuff like that. And this probably will maybe kind of play back into what you were talking about earlier for some of the change-ups and stuff. But we've seen, like, obviously already we've seen Bengali jump over from Thundercats Lost to the I guess to the main Thundercats roster. Are there going to be any other cats kind of bouncing around, and will we see any new cats similar to what we've seen with like with Ligon and Nico?
So right now, I don't have new cats that are immediately appearing, but that may change and change soon. Yeah, there's new characters from both, like from the cartoons that will make an appearance. Not new characters, but characters we haven't seen.
Right.
There is some stuff planned with some of the characters that I think is going to really sort of upend their existing status quo in really interesting ways. And there's two characters in particular that are going to have a really interesting 2026. But I'm trying to be careful, not and keep my job.
Don't mess up the bag. Don't mess up the bag. We don't. We want the bag to remain secure. But no. Now. And right now it kind of seems like you've been like you had your finger on the pulse of I guess like Saturday morning cartoon revamps and updates now with both Thundercats and Silverhawks under your belt. Is there any other, like, if there was any other franchise out there that you could get your hands on from kind of in and around that time frame, what would it be?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, because a lot of the stuff is happening now. Like a lot of the stuff from my era, it's already, you got Transformers, you got G.I. Joe, you even got Sectors and Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a real sort of short-lived crappy cartoon that my friends and I always joke about revamping, which was like Turbo Teen, which I don't know how many people.
Oh, yes.
Deeply unsettling, sort of like Transformers riff,
Nightmare
where
fuel.
yes, where instead of turning from a robot to a car, they turn from a human to a car, in like the most horrifying transformation this side of American Werewolf in London. Um, but I
Oh
don't, you know what,
man.
like, not cartoons, but like another thing that I really loved growing up was like, there was that period of where you had shows like Knight Rider and Airwolf
Mm.
and Street Hawk, which is like
Oh
the
man.
the tiger sharks, I guess, of this crew that nobody remembers Street Hawk, but I was a big Street Hawk fan. So like those sort of like smart vehicles, cool vehicles, that might be fun to play around with. But off the top of my head, I don't know. I don't really have a wish list. I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing right now.
Mm.
I was a huge GI Joe fan, so maybe a crack at that. But the
Ooh.
people who are doing GI Joe right now are doing an amazing job, and uh, I'm enjoying it. I'm along for the ride, just enjoying it.
Well, I would love to see your take on Turbo Teen. I can definitely say that.
It would be an absolute. I would make it into the most horrifying book in the world.
Let see, and you kind of touched on the spirit of it is the horrifying transformation. I would absolutely love to see a Turbo Teen comic where there is actual pain and suffering
I mean,
in that
it felt like
transformation.
it felt like it was there in the cartoon, right? Because if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, it was like if he got too hot,
Yeah.
he transformed into Turbo Teen. So they always had like some sort of machinations to get him into like he has to hide under a tarp on a hot July day, and he's trying to stay hidden from the bad guys, but he's sweating and all shit. There goes his mouth turning into a grill of a car, and it's
Oh
if
man.
anyone's watching this and you haven't seen Turbo Teen, just you can YouTube and you can find the opening that has the
Oh
transformation.
man. It
Uh,
is. Oh my god. It is absolutely positively unsettling.
Battle
And
Beast. I
gay.
just realized Battle Beast. That's the thing I would do. I loved Battle Beast growing up. Those were a lot of fun. They never had their own cartoon or anything like that, but the
Mm,
toy line
yeah.
was cool as shit. And so that's one thing that would be fun.
I'm literally just kind of like working in my head all of the random and sundry cartoons that I grew up loving that like I'm actually shocked have not been made into that haven't come back like as comic series yet. And it was like I think the other day I discovered there was a Wild West Cowboys of Moon Mesa comic. I thought I was the only kid who ever watched that cartoon. So it is we live in strange times,
Uh
and
huh.
uh and I'm totally here for it. I'm happy for it. I'll take it. There's not one complaint coming from me about any of this. But I guess speaking of things that are coming out, uh you let me ask you this. So, obviously, I want all of you to go to your LCS. You're gonna go ask for ThunderCats Pumyra. You're gonna ask for ThunderCats Panthro because that's just what you do. Because you're already gonna be asking about ThunderCats Lost. You're already gonna be asking about that. So go ask for those. You're gonna be asking about the ThunderCats series. Just say, hey, if it has ThunderCats in it, just go ahead and throw it on in there. Get
Or
ThunderCats
Silverhawks.
and yeah, and Silverhawks too. Don't forget about Silverhawks. You're already going to
Yeah.
be asking about those things. Make sure you get Silverhawks in there because, god damn, that book is just it's so good. So yeah,
Nice.
go do that. Just go do that. But is there anything else coming up that you have on the horizon you wanted to plug while before we get out of here?
Yeah, I've got a book that's coming out through Mad Cave right now. I think we got 3 issues out. It's called Wild Animals, and it's a just straight crime. A crime is like one of my favorite genres to write, and it's about a kid who, when he was younger, his father, who was a police officer, was killed by crooked officers on the same force as him because he was threatening to pull a Serpico on them and turn them in. And the kid is kind of never really given up the anger he has for what had happened. After his dad died, the police they were tried and then found innocent. And after his mom died, his mom moves him away, and after she passes away, he kind of is so overcome with anger and grief that he decides he can't let this stand anymore. He can't let this idea that these people killed his dad, destroyed his life, destroyed his mom's life, and they're just walking around. So and he's a guy who's kind of been pushed around all his life, and he decides he's done with it. He's going to go. He's going to go get some justice. He's going to go back to the town he grew up in and get some justice. There are some complications, that he runs into immediately, because his mom had hidden some details from him that sort of prevented him from getting the names and location. But a big part of this is this sort of like the real like distance between like this like death wish sort of fantasy that we have and our own ability to actually do something, like what the reality of that sort of trajectory is. And that's very much what this book is about. This kid sets out, very quickly realizes he's way over his head, but it gets himself so pot committed early that he has to kind of try and see it through. I think that. Very happy with how the book is coming together. We have Andy Kuhn on art. Mad Cave is putting it out. We got D. Kniff on colors, who's great. It's just a 5-issue series, and like I said, we got 3 issues up right now. Very proud of the book, very happy with it. And beyond that, I've got more ThunderCats, Silverhawks plans. I've got a creator-owned book that is coming out at some point next year. I'm not sure. One that I've been working on for a while. That I'm very excited about. It's me doing, I think, just like kind of straight horror for the first time, which I'm a giant fan of horror. And
I knew I liked you.
Yeah, I've done like a lot of short horror stuff. Like I've done some creep shows, and I've done some. I did an issue of the Hello Darkness. I don't know if that's been announced. Maybe I'm spoiling.
Oh well,
it's at some point next year.
Well, you know what? We'll just, if it's not supposed to be said, we'll pretend we didn't hear it.
Yes. But I've done some other like short horror stuff, but I've never been able to do just a straight, kind of horror. I've flexed those muscles a bit on Ghost Rider.
Right.
But this is the first time where I get to just kind of let loose. And it's a story I'm pretty excited about. I think it takes something familiar and gives a really fun and interesting twist, if I can say so myself.
Okay.
And I think that's at some point next year, but I don't know exactly when. The first issue is being drawn right now. I'm on the 3rd issue of scripts.
Oh, wow. So hopefully, maybe when it's ready to be talked about, maybe get you back on and talk about it, because
sure.
I am a sicko, as I've been reminded repeatedly, when it comes to horror, and so I am always down
Awesome.
to talk about some horror. If for as much as I love comics, I love horror movies probably just a smidge more.
Awesome. We should talk about that some next time we're on. Let's start talking about horror movies. And
yeah,
I'm in the middle of trying to put together my October. In our house, we only watch horror during October, so I'm trying to put together a list of stuff I've not seen, which is very difficult.
Yeah, I have a similar affliction. So I usually wind up just watching stuff that I've already seen, but maybe not as much as some other stuff. But
sure.
But yeah, I have my comfort films that I like to go back to. So, but no, we'll definitely we'll see
Right.
see now. I see you. I see you now. I see you now. See, I knew. I told y'all Ed was good. I told you he was good people. But in all seriousness though, go check out Wild Animals. Matter of fact, like I said, you're already going to be at the counter asking for all the ThunderCats that they have, and don't ask for don't ask for a lot of Thundercats. Ask for all the Thundercats. Ask for all of it. Ask for all the Silverhawks. Everything. And with that said, I guess go check out. There's links below if you have not. If you don't have an LCS in your area, there's links down below to go check out the Pumyra and Panthro one shots. You can go pick them up straight from Dynamite Direct if you don't have an LCS in your area. There are also links below. You can go check out some of my favorite stuff that Ed has done. Whether it's Ghost Rider, X-Men, Batman, whatever. Just go check it all out. It's gonna be great. It'll be a fun ride. That said, oh, dude, anytime. I appreciate you for telling great stories. And hopefully we will get you back soon. Thank you so much, Ed, for taking the time. Man. And like I said, everyone go do the things. I got nothing else. Go do them. We'll see y'all next time. We're out of here.